Hello my beautiful Moglets, today we're talking about how to get gems. Definitely want to get back into doing guides. This is definitely more of a beginner one. You know, very experienced players will know all the methods already, but let's go ahead and get the obvious out of the way, story mode. I recommend at the beginning going as far as you can in story mode, just focusing on that purely until you can't anymore because you are too weak. Because yes, this will be a massive source, the hugest source actually of your early game free to play gems. For the big main numbered stages, you can see here 1, 2, 3, you get 150 or 50 gems per star. For the little ones, you only get 50 as there's only 1 star there, but there are a lot of stars to get throughout story. So again, a very good source there. The next way is through guild login. Not only do you get 50 on day 4 and 100 on day 7, but you also get 20 every single day you log in. So make sure to join a guild as soon as you can, because besides that, you also get a massive amount of diamonds weekly from guild rankings. We are rank 87 currently, so we get 2,500 per week. Obviously, you'll get a bit more if you're in one of the top guilds, and even if you're in the worst guild in the game, you still get 1,000 per week, which is definitely a big chunk. You can also get 50 per day from doing arena 3 times, so make sure to always do that. You'll have to get used to whatever times they start for you. For me, our arena is at 10 p.m. and like 5 a.m. so I have to try and hit the 10 p.m. one, which is a little bit annoying, but it is what it is. And speaking of weekly rewards that we have here, the Colosseum, I would absolutely recommend taking this as seriously as you can, because this is probably going to be your second highest source of later game gems. We can check here in rewards. So in Diamond 3, we're getting 2,100 per week. So if I climb a little bit higher, say to top 100, like our guild is currently in, then, you know, we would get the same. That's like 5,000 every week just from guild and Colosseum. Obviously, not everyone can be top 100, but theoretically, everyone could be Diamond 1 because there's no limit to that, like there is with the top stuff here. And finally, we also have arena. I won't be getting very many weekly ones from here. We just hit gold 3. I don't know why I'm so much worse in PvP, but also I only do the first 5 battles and not the second 5 optional ones you use just to get higher in trophy rank. You know, it's probably recommended to do that if you're winning at least like, you know, 40+% of your battles, then you should to climb higher. I just hate arena a lot, so I just do the 5 where I actually get like stuff for it, you know, besides ranking. If you actually enjoy arena, however, definitely use all 10. Granted, you're not losing so much that you're actually dropping. You get 20 points for a win and you lose 10 points for a loss. So even if you have 50% win rate, you're still gonna climb. Also, as a side note, I have no idea how they balance arena. I am running into some level 64s and 65s as well, which just completely own me. But it's like, my Rachel, even though she's 62, she is 63 in the battle. So I guess it's like that if this person you're fighting has, you know, fully evolved them and then leveled them up past 63, they're going to be stronger and not balanced. It's weird, but like, yeah. And I'm always running into the same 3, Tinia, Barry, which I'm also using, but then there's also Marina. It's just those 3 all day. And since Rachel can't do much, honestly, against them, yeah, I just lose mostly. Besides that, we also have login rewards, 2,700 on day 28, as well as I believe there was, yeah, 1,000 here on 14. So very nice, just absolutely no effort required there, gems. And then we have the other pieces of content like Tower, for example. You can see we got 1,000 here from floor 50. These are more one-time rewards. I'm not sure. Yeah, here's another 100. Here we have 300, so we're at 1,400, 1,500, 1,600. So yeah, 1,600 from regular Tower. And then we also have Heavenhold Tower, 500, 2,500. So 1,600 from regular, 2,900 from Heavenhold. Then we have all the various quests. We already kind of talked about daily quests here. I'm done with all the beginner quests, so I can't really show them, but there are gems sprinkled throughout here, challenge, and of course event as well. Event will depend on what's going on at the current time. Currently we have the 21 Canterbury stuff, so that'll be over in 5 days though, so it could be you have something completely different when you see this. Collecting heroes, equipment, gold, just small amounts sprinkled around. There's also this little girl you can see walking around here. She sometimes stands in front of the inn with a little gift for you. Sometimes it's gold, sometimes it's more free gems. I would say it happens maybe like 3 or 4 times a day, perhaps. I would say maybe every 6 to 8 hours, maybe even less. I'm not too sure, honestly, but just check your Heavenhold every now and then. She'll stand there with a gift. Could be gems. Also, you can get a small amount of gems from this stuff you can remove here. I've only ever gotten 1, and I don't bother removing this big stuff anymore until, you know, my garden is more fleshed out. I do like removing the small bushes because I'm very much lacking on these little Awaken stones. As you can see, you get one there, and for 3,000 it's not that big of a deal once, you know, you're already at level 8 in. I'm not in a massive rush to level that up anymore since we have access to all the spots. But yes, that is technically a way to get gems. Oh, I almost forgot to mention, they're also always sending us mails with gems and energy in them. It seems to be somewhat random, yet at the same time pretty consistent. Usually it's between like 30 to 100 gems. So as far as the weekly tally goes, I would put it around like 200 per week, just from these random mails. Another big way, unfortunately, more one-time rewards, but book. So when you're collecting, it's mostly going to be items after a while because you're going to have a lot of the heroes rather quickly. But you know, there's 946 items. So go here, click on this, boom, 10 free gems. Also some stats. For costumes, I don't believe you get that many gems. For like weapons, you get a lot more, like, you know, 30 to 50 I've seen. And yeah, besides that, it's just more small one-time rewards. You know, you get some for evolving your heroes. It's just not very much for the amount of like resources required to actually evolve them that high, you know, 80, 100, 60. So that's not really a way to farm them, I would say. One way to start filling this out is random evolution. We can talk about that a little bit. If you just go here to enhance, go over to random evolution, we were actually doing it not too long ago, and so we don't have too much to demonstrate. But basically what I like to do is start off with a level, finding the highest level of the star grade I don't mind throwing in the trash. I prefer to start with like 2 stars. So here we have a level 22 star, the highest 2 star we have. And then you want to throw the lowest level stuff in there because when you random evolve, the base keeps its level. As you can see, that's going to be a 3-star level 20. And there we go. Not sure if I have that or not, but we'll see that later. I typically wouldn't throw level 20 stuff in there, but I'm kind of desperate to get an AK. So I'm trying to just random evo everything. I had an AK at one point, but I random evoed it. I kind of need this gun for floor 29. I know I can use Akayuki as well, but I don't want to raise a whole hero. I already have Rachel at 62, which can use the AK and hopefully get past 29 with that. But we just got Ring of Belief here, which is yellow, so I have to consider it a success anyway. But yeah, tangent over. And we in fact did get a new thing or two. We already had that ring, I'm sure. But see, 40 free gems for one new thing, or Ring of Belief. Honor ring. Oh, almost exactly the same. Okay, so I thought I had that already, but I don't. Mostly at the end of the day, it's going to come from weekly rewards from Guild, Arena, and Colosseum. That's going to be your main source of gems after you're done with story. So I can give some thoughts. And basically for Colosseum, we don't have a ticket right now, so I can't really show anything. One important thing I've noticed with Colosseum is that toughness doesn't matter very much at all. It seems to mostly be about DPS. If I remember to throw this up, I have kind of proof of this. I fought a guy with like 220k toughness. I remember it was like 90 to 100k more toughness than I had at the time, but I had like 10k more DPS than him and completely, well, not completely obliterated, but you know, I had like 20-30% HP left at the end. So don't pay attention to toughness as much as DPS. I would much rather go for a guy with 40k DPS and 200k toughness than 45k DPS and 150 toughness or whatever, you know? What I would say is more important is where you put your heroes and, you know, your actual team comp. Don't underestimate healers in Colosseum. We basically just have our main 4 in here. I would prefer there to be a tankier front line like Lon here. I'm definitely considering raising her for this and PvP to replace Rachel. But until then, this is my team. Tinia is surprisingly tanky for being a range, so I have her as front for now. But I would switch it out like this and have a tanky one here instead of Rachel. This is my general position team. Of course, it depends on how they have theirs set and which units they have. And you'll have to check if you're at mostly an elemental advantage or disadvantage or neutral. Like I have 3 earths and a water. So if I'm fighting a full fire team, you know, I could have better DPS, better toughness, better positioning, and I'm probably still gonna lose because of the elemental disadvantage. And the same is true in reverse. I honestly can't really give that many tips in Arena because I'm obviously not that great at it. As I said in one of my previous videos, I don't believe Arena is actually that much about skill. There is definitely some like psychology at play, trying to bait them to using like Tinia's circle arrow, for example, just by running around and not doing anything. But yeah, you can pretty easily learn to adapt through that. Just start basic attacking them until they slow down and start attacking you, and then, you know, boom, do the circle attack. I would say absolutely the most important thing in Arena is having the right units. So almost everyone I run into goes Marina, Tinia, Bari. If you have those 3, you're set. I did run into a very good Lon the other day though. Absolutely destroyed my Tinia, which was shouldn't have happened actually. May have been my fault, may have been underestimating. I'm not saying you need those 3 meta units, but if you have them, you're obviously going to be at an advantage against everyone who doesn't. Then again, everyone does, as I just said earlier, so I don't know. You'll be more like on an even playing field. There is one special mechanic with Arena, and those are the attack boxes. A lot of people put a tanky first, to mainly focus on getting the attack boxes. This is what I was doing for the longest time. You know, as I have these 3 guys' unique weapons, they're just kind of in my team, and Tinia is the tankiest of those 3, even though most people do not open with Tinia. I do. If I decide to spend my mileage on Lon's unique weapon, and then I would definitely have her as front instead and take Rachel out. But that's just what it is for now. And of course, when it comes to guild, just do your guild battles every day. Your personal participation doesn't matter when it comes to the rewards you get at the end of the week. However, you should still do them every day and actually try your hardest, because the better you do, the better the guild does and the more gems you get. But yeah, I'd say that's pretty much it for the gym guide here. I would say in any given week, you know, if you're decently active, you can come home with 2 multis pretty easily. All right, I actually want to do some math. Hold on. Just to make everyone happy, we're going to start with bronze 3 as the reward you're going to get. If you just do like 1 battle a week, 500, but we'll do a more realistic one after this. Same for arena, but for guild, it's actually 1,000. Okay, so just from the purely repetitive gems you get, 490 from daily quests, which includes the guild login and the arena runs. Then we have an additional 150 from guild check-in per week. So these are these attendance rewards on day 4 and 7 you can see here. Then from attendance, I took those 3,700 you get in a month and divided it into 4, which gives us 925 average gems per week from attendance. If you're checking your heaven hold frequently, you can get like at least 20 gems per day from the little princess. It's probably actually more than that, but we're just being generous here. So we're going to say 140 per week from the princess. And again, with those random mails they send us, I'm going to say 200 for that. And then 500 for Colosseum, 500 for Arena, and 1,000 for Guild. And that brings the total worst case scenario weekly gems to 3,905, which isn't exactly 2 multis, but let's take a slightly more realistic approach and say you're in a top 1,000 guild, which honestly shouldn't be super hard to do with it being a newer game and all. That gives you 800 more. I'm gonna say Platinum 3 for Colosseum just because in my experience, it's a lot easier to climb here than Arena, because also you have a lot more entries per day. So Platinum 3 for Colosseum. For Arena, I'm going to say Gold 3. We're already here with over half of the week left, and I'm only doing those 5 battles. So honestly, I think Gold 3 shouldn't be super hard to reach. And with those numbers, we'd have a total practically guaranteed weekly gems of 6,405, which is actually a bit more than I originally thought before doing the math. 2 multis and then some change. I think actually 1,000 gems worth of change. But I guess that'll do it. Make sure to tell me what you think in the comments down below. If I missed any ways to get gems, you can also leave them down there. Dropping a like on this video if you happen to enjoy is always greatly appreciated as well. Thanks, as always, for watching, and until next time.